back to Morning Coffee. Good morning, it's Megan. I am here with another video for you on organization, productivity, planning, and time management. And I am here today talking about what to do when you have too much to do. There's always busy seasons that maybe you are prepared for, and then there are always those things that just happen in your life that you didn't see coming, and all of a sudden you're incredibly busy and you have a lot to do, and it's really overwhelming. It's a situation that all of us have faced at one point or another. It's a situation that all of us will face again soon and some point in our lives. And so today we're going to talk about what to do when you have too much to do so that you can calm yourself, help yourself not feel so overwhelmed, and still go get some things done. If you like videos on productivity and time management and planning, this is the perfect channel for you to subscribe to. I have a goal of 1,000 subscribers here in 2020, so please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I do a little happy dance every time I see my subscriber count go up, so thank you so much for joining the community. And if you haven't ever yet commented on a video, I want you to know that I read them all and respond to them. So if you've been here for a while and you're already subscribed, I would love for you to comment below with one of the favorite things that you love about about this channel and what you're working on right now. And just as a reminder, if you haven't seen my last video, you may not have seen the programming note. I am changing the publication schedule for Morning Coffee to Mondays and Thursdays. So from now on, you will be seeing videos from me here on this channel on Mondays and Thursdays. It's a bit of a change from the schedule that I had been working with, but this is going to allow me to be more consistent and put video content out on a regular schedule. So I will see you for videos every Monday and Thursday. One of the things that has always been really important to me about running a channel that focuses so heavily on productivity is that it is realistic and that the expectations that I'm setting here are really authentic. And so I don't want to pretend like everything in my life is always perfect. I don't want to pretend like I'm a perfect productivity angel all the time. And that things just go well in my life all the time, because that is just not true. That's not the truth of the reality of my life, and that's not the truth of the reality of your life. And so I want to keep it very real here and talk about real freaking life. And so over the last week and a half, I have been extremely stressed. At work, we are going through a busy season, and we are now going through an unexpected change, and it just had me feeling super overwhelmed. I felt like I didn't have time to do the work that I wanted to do as well as I wanted to do it. I felt scared for my work-life balance. I felt guilty for not being at home, and all of that just combined into this like storm. And I was really feeling anxious and overwhelmed. And so I was doing my best to coach myself and talk myself through it and figure out what I could do to kind of A, make myself feel better, B, be productive, keep moving on, and strike that balance that I was so heavily seeking in terms of work and life. And so I wanted to keep it really real and say I have been struggling the last week and a half. And so if you're in a place like that, or the next time you find yourself in a place like that, hopefully this video helps you feel like you're not alone, helps you feel like we've all been there, and hopefully gives you a few ideas or some perspectives you can use to kind of get through that rough patch. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will start talking about some of the strategies that I've used in the last week and a half to kind of pull myself back together here. The first thing that I did was to really just get a handle on everything that needed to be done. I felt like there were a million to-dos hanging out there, and I had no way of like collecting them all. And that was causing obviously some anxiety and uncertainty, because I didn't even have a grasp onto what even needed to happen. And so what I did at work, this is incredibly tactical. I pulled up my emails, which had been piling up, and I just had a piece of paper next to me, and I just started to write a huge list. I went through all of the messages. I went through like our project plans and all that kind of stuff that I was working on. And I just wrote a big freaking list of everything that needed to be done. And honest to goodness, this sounds like it would be more overwhelming because now you see this long list of things to do. But honestly, it just feels good. It feels like you're taking control. You're taking one small action that is sort of helping to wrangle all of these to dos. And it just felt really good. Like it just felt like, okay, I'm taking action, I'm moving forward, I'm doing something to help this problem. And so that is step number one, is to do a brainstorm and just write down everything that's on your mind. Get it out of your mind and onto paper so that it is somewhere. And then you free up the space up here to start working through how you're actually going to accomplish this stuff. I have a free printable for you below of a brainstorm. And if this is sort of a personal life thing that you're working through, the to-do list that I have included below is actually categorized. I do find that when it's something more personal, it helps to kind of divide out those to-dos, like things to do at home, errands to run, money things to do, things I need to buy, places I need to go, like errands and stuff like that. Compartmentalizing and dividing kind of helps you group those to-dos together so that you can get them done a little bit faster, like running all your errands at once or doing all your cleaning at once. So go ahead and look in the description box below for a free link to a categorized to-do list. It is a Google link. You do not even need to give me an email to do it. Although I do have an email list that is also in the description below. I send newsletters out every Saturday. So if you would like to hear a little bit more from me and get a little hey-ho from me in your emails on Saturday, you can go ahead and click into that. But the next thing that I did is, once I had a better understanding of everything that needed to get done, I had to figure out which of those things was actually very important and which of those things could wait, and which of those things I could seek help out for, and which of those things needed to be done by me. And so to do this, I used a task prioritization time management matrix. And essentially what you're doing is you're evaluating each task based on the category of, is it important or not important? Is it urgent or not urgent? And so you ask yourself that for every task. So for example, if one of the things on my list was get groceries, for example, I would say, yes, that's important. And depending on whether or not I had a lot or I needed something for the next day, I would decide whether that was urgent as well. So the whole concept here is that you get the most urgent and important tasks bubbling to the top of your list, the things that you should attack first. And then those things that are maybe urgent but not important could be you could seek someone's help with. And the things that are not urgent and not important, that is your like get out of jail free card to be like, that's not urgent and that's not important. I don't even have to worry about it right now. So I also will take you into my notebook and kind of show you how I worked through that prioritization matrix. So here we go. I told you I was going to be very realistic and very authentic today. So this is in my work notebook, and I essentially put my tasks on a matrix. This first box, things that are urgent and important. Important, not urgent. Urgent, not important. Neither urgent nor important. And I did not come up with this, by the way. This is a very common time management matrix. I will link some more information about it below. It wasn't my idea, but I did go ahead and use it, and it was super, super, super helpful. It tells you where to focus. So this is how I sort of used the matrix to figure out what was very most important and priority for working on this week. And then the last thing that I did is a sort of a mini time blocking. If you're not familiar with the concept of time blocking is where you literally assign tasks to a space on your calendar. So if I have to work on this really big project, I would say Monday from 2 to 5, I am working on this project. Some people really love this strategy. They will actually time block their entire day. If you're familiar with YouTuber Amy Landino, this is one of her biggest things. I will link a video up here to her explaining how she time blocks. So if you want to take it to the 10th level and really become an expert and really get granular and get your whole day down, Amy's a great person for that. For me, for this week, I just needed to apply the concept in certain areas. So when I only had a small amount of time in between appointments, like what was I going to do? When I get up in the morning, how am I going to accomplish the things that Megan needs to accomplish while getting ready and still leaving on time to get to work on time so I can, start my work day and be prepared for everything that's happening at work. Planning it out a little bit more specifically rather than just, okay, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do that, helped me feel like I was more in control of the schedule, helped me feel like I was actually taking the time to work through each of those things. And again, anytime you take action, anytime you create boundaries, anytime you're sort of planning these to-dos, these are all steps that make you feel just a little bit better about the overwhelming situation that you're walking through at the time. So I'll take you inside my planner and show you how I did that for a couple of days this week. So here in my planner, this is from last week, you can see that I wrote down literally step by step what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it, just kind of really piecemealed it out so that I knew what I was doing at each time. I didn't have to think about it or stress about it. I had planned everything out. And you see, I leave a little bit of buffer room, just knowing that things happen, things might take a little longer than expected. So that was one example. And then I did it the next day as well. So just kind of how can I run the morning, which is where I focused, in the most effective, efficient way possible that gets all of the things done. And you can see I didn't do this for the whole day. That was a little too much for me in that moment. I was too overwhelmed. I just really needed to hone in on a certain part of the day. So if it's not morning for you, maybe that's, dinner time or evening time. But that is sort of the view of how I handled it this week. I'm happy to say that I'm feeling a little bit better about what is going on at the moment than I did the last 7 days or so. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. And so just being entirely honest about that and saying, that's life and that's what happens. And it comes from a good place. It comes from the desire to wanting to do a really great job all over, do a great job at work, do a great job for my boss, do a great job for my clients, do a great job at home, being a great wife, being a great friend, being a great daughter, all the things. And so it comes from the feeling that you don't have enough time to do all of those things. And I think hopefully some of the strategies that I shared with you today on how I've literally actually tactically been working through it might help you. And I want to encourage you that you're doing a great job, that you should give yourself some grace, that you can do this, and that, you're not alone. I hope this video was encouraging to you and that you found it helpful as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you find it relatable and authentic. I hope that you find it helpful. And I hope you continue the conversation down in the comments below. If this is something that you've recently started going through, and if you found anything that has helped you, go ahead and make that comment below so that all of us can learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And again, I will see you for another video on my new schedule on Mondays and Thursdays. Have a good rest of your day.